Al Hernandez here with Rascals closer Zeb Sneed. Thanks for taking the time to chat with us today.
Thanks, Al.
So this season, you're now 1-0. You have 3 saves. You have an ERA less than 1. How have you been feeling on the mound to this point?
Really good. Been locked in and just been able to pound the zone and throw everything I want for strikes and just have a feel for all my pitches, and just fortunate enough to come in and throw good pitches and have some guys get outs and just help the team out.
You have 12 strikeouts. You have 1 walk in 10 innings. Everybody seems to want those kind of numbers out of your closer. How have you been able to come up with those results early?
I just throw a lot of strikes. I used to walk a lot of people, and it's just amazing how many times when you walk somebody, how often they score. So I think the less times that you walk somebody, the more times you will succeed. And so I absolutely hate walking people, and I'm still irritated about that one walk the other day. But I just come in, just basically my mentality is, just throw a good pitch. If I throw a quality pitch and just execute it, the rest is out of my hands. And if it's a strike, they either got to hit it, they got to make a decision. But, I just want to just basically let them hit it. They're going to fail 70% of the time, so I'll take my chances every time.
You said you were still angry about that last walk. So did you know when you walked the hitter over the weekend it was your first walk of the season?
Yeah, I know. Every year, last year I had, I think, 11, and my goal was only have 10. But I have the same goal for me this year, is to get under 10 walks this year. But, just as soon as I threw the pitch, I knew it was ball 4, and I was upset with myself, and I was not happy for the last couple of days.
Do you track it in your mind, or do you have to sneak a look at the stat sheet every once in a while to keep track of those walks?
Oh, I know my walks. Strikeouts I don't know. Walks I know for sure. I know usually if I get behind the count, I just let them hit it, but as soon as it gets 3 balls or whatever, and I do that one, it was as soon as I let it go, I knew it was outside, and I'm not happy about it, but I know all my walks.
It always seems when you're a reliever that those walks seem to score more than those singles.
Exactly right. I mean, every time you watch a game in the 8th, 9th, extra innings, as soon as you walk the first guy, he always scores. So if I can limit that, I have a pretty good chance of succeeding.
You picked up your first win in Game 1 of the doubleheader on Sunday. Is it important to you as a reliever to maybe get that first win out of the way, or is it less so important than it is to the starters?
I wouldn't say it's as big of a deal as being a reliever. Coming to that game, I just didn't want to go extra innings. I knew we had a whole other game to go, and I just wanted to save the rest of the guys in the bullpen. And but the wins as a reliever, not that big of a deal to me. I'm more about the saves or holds and just keep the team in it.
It was a doubleheader on Sunday. You pitched in the first game. When you're a reliever, is there any thought that maybe you're going to pitch in the second game as well, or does Steve not like to use you guys like that?
He asked me if I was good for Game 2, and I actually said, yeah, I was good. And the only reason behind that was because I didn't throw that many pitches. If I had thrown more, I would have told him, it's a little too much stress on the arm. But I didn't throw that many pitches, and I was available for Game 2 if he needed me. But luckily, Stone did really well and saved all of us.
Have you ever had to pitch in both games of a doubleheader before?
Never have.
You've gone a few times, multiple innings out of the bullpen, and although most of your appearances have been just a single inning, do you kind of know if you're going to go multiple or just one frame when you come out of the bullpen?
I just read the situation. Sometimes, if we're getting a little bit of a pinch in the 8th, I kind of start getting ready, and I just know that maybe I have to go 4 outs. But going multiple innings is not that big of a deal. Last year I was long relief, so I'd go up to 4 innings. So multiple innings doesn't bother me at all. And I just treat every inning as if, I just got to get through that inning, and I just keep going until they pull me.
The other day when you got the win, it wasn't a 4-out save, but it was kind of the situation, the final out of the second last inning, and then the final inning with the lead. We also did see you record a 4-out save last week. Is it difficult maybe to get amped up for that big situation in the second to final inning and then come in with the lead and get amped up again?
Oh, I'm not the type of guy that gets amped up. If I get amped up, I throw the ball all over the place. But I just got to settle down, and it's actually easier for me to go back out because I got a fresh inning, fresh start where I come in with runners on. You got to be a little careful. You got to know where the runners are at. You got to know their speed, and you got to know who you're facing. And a lot more goes into it when you're coming into a game. Whereas starting an inning, you kind of got fresh 8 innings. You got nobody to worry about on base. But coming into the 8th, or I would not go into the 7th. But it's not a big of a deal. I just throw my pitches and just execute them, and just let the defense do their job.
So you're not one of those closers that has to get all crazy and excited, adrenaline pumping to go in for the 9th inning?
No, I'm the exact opposite. I'm just cool. I mean, if they're talking the bullpen, I'll talk a little bit back to them, but I don't have energy drinks or pre-workout or anything. I don't get jacked up. If I do, that's what happened the very first outing. I got jacked up and I was all over the place, throwing the ball high, low, out, in. Not even close. So I just got to be relaxed and just rely on my stuff that I know that I'm good enough to get them out on just, anytime I want. So I don't need to get jacked up to, get the ball by somebody.
When in this season or the preseason were you informed that you were going to be the closer on the team?
When Brooke called me, I don't know, I think October or November, he told me, he goes, I want you to be the closer. And I said, all right, I can do it. And he actually asked me, have you ever been a closer? And I said, well, no, I think I have 2 saves in my career in 4 years. So, but I said, I can do it. I threw the end of the games last year, 7, 8, sometimes 9 if it was a big lead. But I don't think it's that much of a different inning than the middle of the innings. Just got to, bear down and not let, don't walk anybody and just get ahead and just do that. But I was pretty excited when I was told as the closer. I would always enjoyed that, so I thought that'd be a fun thing to start.
Zeb Sneed, I didn't realize you were the big free agent acquisition to come in and be the closer.
I didn't either. I was fine with being middle relief, but I like kind of the closing. It's actually easier to know when you're throwing because when it gets towards the end, you got to get loose. Middle relievers kind of, it could be 2nd, 4th, 8th. It can be anywhere. So as a closer, I kind of know towards the end more when I'm going to throw.
We've now had 2 days off in the last 3 days, remarkably. We had the rain out on Saturday and then the off day that was scheduled for Monday. When you have an off day on the road, it's a little different than an off day at home. You don't get to do whatever you want. So what do you try to do to kill some time on the road when you have an off day?
Well, luckily I'm rooming with Kennedy, and he has a PS4 with him, and so me and him play quite a bit of MLB The Show, and so we have a postseason, game going on right now. So we're playing a bunch of games a day. Every once in a while, we'll get up and stretch. We'll go eat, just kind of walk around, maybe watch some movies, but just kind of enjoy it. Don't use the arm a whole lot. Just kind of let it rest, and just kind of relax.
You're one of the few guys on the team that's actually sporting any facial hair. You've got this cool mustache going. What's the story behind that?
I don't really know. Until I started growing facial hair in college, I thought it was pretty cool. So I had one in college, and I've had one ever since I've been playing the last couple of years. But I really just hate shaving my upper lip, and it's so it's the easiest way. And I don't want to do full beard because it's still hot outside. That I don't want to be sweating all over. But mustache is kind of cool. Nobody really has one, and I thought it looks kind of cool, and it's red. So it's pretty cool. So I don't know, just kind of enjoy it. It's a different look. It stands out from everybody else.
The red matches the uniforms for the Rascals. Are you one of these guys that are really attached to that mustache, or would it be pretty easy for you to get rid of it if you had to?
It'd probably be a little difficult. Last year I had a curled up mustache, and it was actually kind of annoying, and I was glad that I got shaved off, but I like it. It's just nice having a little bit of facial hair on the face, but clean shaven isn't my type of thing, but if I have to be, I will do it for the team.
Do you have any fun facts about yourself that you could share with our audience?
Oh, fun facts. Let's see. I wear a size 15 shoe. I don't know if that's really a fact, or a fun fact, but anybody who knows me I'm upset. I wouldn't say obsessed, but pretty close to Chevy pickups, truck, anything that has a motor or tires on it. I generally know something about it, or probably a lot about it. So huge car fan, and mostly trucks, but if it's got a motor or tires, I usually like it.
I've got a Honda Accord. If I have some issues with it, can I bring that to you?
Sure, why not?
All right, thank you. Zeb Sneed, everyone.
Thanks for having me.